welcome back to the Lottura podcast. Today we're just sitting down having a chat. Last time we talked 2 weeks ago, we announced our super fun new little thing, the Lotterette, a kid's newspaper. And so now we're kind of just decompressing. It's been a lot of work, a lot of not pushing, but just like birthing it, you know? It had to come into existence somehow. So now we're just gonna chill, hang out, because there's nothing
Late,
left in our brains.
late night chat with Bailey and Christy.
Yeah, there's
We have a couple of these episodes and they're a
it's,
vibe.
it's fun for us because this is our hangout time. Someday we'll live in the same place, maybe.
Yeah. We'll at least get together at
Yeah,
some point and record one face to face.
outside.
Outside.
Just over
Today's
here.
topic.
Yeah, yes. We just want to talk about
The great
being
outdoors.
outside. Yeah. Yeah. It's a huge theme in our summer issues of the
Mhm.
Lottura Post and the Lotterette. Huge, huge theme. And so we
Yes.
thought we would just kind of
Yeah.
unpack that, talk about it.
Especially July. July's
Yeah.
issue is very, very heavy on the outdoors, which is, I think, has started mailing as this episode is released. So we're gearing you up to spend your
Hmm.
July outside.
Yeah. And as we record this, it's already getting really quite warm in both of our respective places and across the US. So, yeah, it's a good topic.
Good topic.
Let's chat about it.
Let's chat.
How now you're in like kind of
Hot.
yeah, kind of the South. Is that the South?
Yeah. I've never lived this far south.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever. This is very new territory.
Yeah.
Um, and we're gearing up. I mean, it's not that hot yet, but yeah, our family culture is we live outside. Live outside.
What
As
is that
much as we
actually
can.
like? What do you do in the morning and then like throughout the
Hmm.
day?
Yeah, I mean, we sleep inside.
You don't pitch a tent in your
We don't pitch
backyard?
a tent, but we've been talking. We want to buy a tent and do some yard camping and actual camping, but that's
Yard
been
camping is the best.
the best. And we like live out in the woods, and so it would feel like we're camping. So maybe we'll do that here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean like our house, I mean my windows are open all the time. Fresh air. I sleep way better. Good
Hmm.
old fresh air. But then we make breakfast inside, but usually I'm eating it outside or if not, very quickly getting out in the morning sun. As soon as my boys are done eating, well, all my kids, they are out. They're running outside, usually in their PJs for the first little bit. And I mean, yeah, if I work out, I do it outside. We go on multiple walks a day, many walks a day. We have trails on our property that we go on. We eat meals outside. I work outside. We have a front porch, and I have a little rocking chair, and I sit out there, watch my kids play, get up about 50 times an hour.
Yeah.
Uh, and sometimes my kids nap outside. We build fires in the evenings a lot of times. Yeah, I mean, like, truly, we're inside to cook and make sure I mean, obviously I have tasks I have to do here and there, like laundry and cleaning, but we live in a very small house, and so I can come in and clean the whole house in like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So
That's really nice.
there are perks to a small house.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
What's your day in and day out like?
We usually, well, whenever Nick is on a break from his schooling, we definitely have coffee outside, eat outside, but on those days that he is kind of out the door before the sun even rises, I will take my stuff outside and just sit on, we have like back steps right up into our back door in our kitchen, and I just sit on the steps. My dogs will come out with me. We have a patio, and I'll get there sometimes, but the sun hits directly onto the back steps, and I just love like,
You gotta find this is the spot where the sun hits.
yes, like the morning sun. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I try to be outside as much as I can at like the hottest part of the day. That's when I'll come in and
Yeah.
actually like do the things I need to do because
Hmm.
we don't have really great shade. I miss my front porch so much from my old house because the hottest part of the day, it felt relatively cool
Mm.
on the front porch
Yeah.
with the shade, and like our neighbors had a tree. So I miss that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I get out like morning and evening and some of the hottest part of the day, and
Yeah.
I have my gardens. I'm always weeding or doing something in there, just looking at everything. I just spend so much time just like looking all my plants to make sure they're happy.
Yeah.
See what pops up overnight because something always does, and water my 26 trees that we planted.
So you planted 26 of them.
Yeah, out of 100.
Bailey.
Yeah, we're gonna plant at least two more, if not more. And then we gave away quite a bit of what we had left over. They're like this big. They're so small. You could hardly see them if you just look in my yard. But we have to go around and like
Yeah.
water each one. It takes me like an hour. But I enjoy the ritual of it. It's
Hmm.
very, just enjoyable. My dogs are usually at my feet because they can't be more than 10 feet from me. Or I'll have one of the kids that I watch with me, and that's fun too. So
Yeah.
yeah, at night we like to have fires as well. Yeah, I
Hmm.
just I love being outside.
Yeah. This is like, I mean, I grew up in Nebraska on the farm in a cornfield. So, I mean, trees were very limited. Uh, so this is like my first time living in dense wooded area. And our house is also kind of at the base of a hill in a dip. And so it does take a while for the morning sun to come up over the trees, which is like sometimes I'm kind of bummed about. But also,
Yeah,
by the time it's like super hot, it's like it's so shaded. So
yeah,
I feel like even on the days where it gets really, really hot, it actually feels pretty manageable to be outside. I mean, our front porch is all shaded. We have shade trees in the yard that the kids play under. So I'm very thankful for our property because it has made it really easy to stay outside even on the really hot days. I feel like
yeah.
the other thing I've learned is the temperature you keep your house at is like detrimental to being able to handle the heat.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
100%.
Like if you only sit in an air conditioned, like fully cold air conditioned room all day
100
and then trying
degrees
to
is
go
going to be
outside.
miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you keep your thermostat at
It's
in the
at
summer?
80 right now.
So is ours. The air is on and it does kick on, but it only
Yes.
gets down to
And we have
80.
airflow. I mean, like we have fans going,
Hmm.
like our ceiling fans, and our windows are open, especially at night. We open them up all the way, and then when it gets really hot, we'll close them. Uh, so there's airflow.
Hmm.
But in the
And
winter, we kept it at like 60.
ours is at 60 to 58, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But man, this winter I got the best sleep of my life. Every day I was waking up and I was like, that was great.
Sleep's so good.
I
We
sleep so
our main living area is open concept and we have a fireplace in it, and so we would just run our fire every day. And so
good.
that would stay probably above the 60. Um, and then our bedroom would stay nice and cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a thing that people miss a lot is like, yeah, if you work inside at a, office building or
Hmm.
whatever, and then yeah, you go outside, like that change in body temperature is intense.
Yeah.
Intense. And I do think it makes it way harder to be outside because like with our house being at 80, it's really not comfortable during the day, I'd say. And so I'd rather be outside where I can feel a breeze or like
Mm.
move and not feel so stuffy and suffocated.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, but that gets us to you feel better outside.
yeah, you do.
Frankly.
Yeah.
Frankly. I mean, like think about it. Like you go spend an afternoon at the park. Just think about how you feel. Feel great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. Whenever I take a task outside, or even just a hobby, like if I'm reading or knitting, whatever it is, being outside, it's just, it takes it into relaxation mode because you can get caught up in hobbies of like, push, push, push. But yeah, being outside,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, and there's totally
good.
ways to do it with kids and upkeeping your house and cooking. Like there's ways to do it. I mean, well, for one, if you're outside all day, your house doesn't get as messy.
Yeah.
Um, I also feel less inclined to buy stuff because I'm not even inside using it.
That's a
And
huge wait to get into that more. Because I think
yeah,
that I have felt that too. And to fight consumerism, go outside.
go outside.
Because frankly,
You're way more content out there
yeah,
anyways.
and you want less clothes on your body because it's hot. You want less stuff to think about, pick up, whatever, because you don't want to waste energy because it's hot. Like it truly does. Yeah, that would be my biggest tip for fighting
Mhm.
consumerism. Go
Go
outside.
outside.
Good, good
What's the
point.
answer for everything? Go outside.
Go outside. Feeling a little down, go
Go
outside.
outside.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. Yeah, I have felt way less inclined to like do things to my house or I mean, I don't really feel inclined to renovate my house because I don't own it. Um,
Hmm.
but it is I just like want to buy more flowers, which
Hmm.
is pretty inexpensive hobby
Hmm.
in relation to like house projects.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. When the summer rolls around, I have no interest in even really decorating because I know that I
Mhm.
want to be outside. Like I would rather put my time and effort into my
Yeah.
garden or my patio because I'm going to spend time there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I mean there's times in my life even where I've been there where it's like, well, I don't live on a property in the woods. That's like ideal. So what if I don't want to be outside on my property? I feel like that's a great question. Um, there is a million bajillion ways you could work around that for one. I mean, you live in town. You
Hmm.
have a nice big yard, but you live in town.
But in when we were in Lincoln, we lived in town as well, which is a
Mhm.
bigger city, and I had a yard the size of my living room, and I had neighbors right on each side, and I love my neighbors, but they would want to talk because they were older, they didn't work, and so if you went outside, you knew you were going to get stuck talking for sometimes literally 3 hours, and um, and the more I did it, the more I was like, no, this is what it's about. Like to go outside, be seen, chat, feet in the ground. The things I learned from those men that I talked to for hours was insane. And we always say we miss them so much. Um, but we wouldn't, if we would have always stayed inside or we wouldn't have taken down our privacy fence because we did. We took it down and yeah,
Mhm.
it was just, and also once we took the privacy fence down, I realized how much it was making me feel like a caged rat because I couldn't
Mhm.
see beyond my own property line. And so the second that it came down, I wanted to be outside that much more because I could just see, you know, a street over, two streets over. I was still in a really tightly packed community, but yeah, that was a big like, oh, I was doing
Mhm.
this to myself. So,
Yeah, we lived in town up until, I mean, recently, less than a year, getting close to a year. And in a neighborhood. Probably not quite as tightly packed as your Lincoln one was, but pretty close.
Hmm.
And we had a huge backyard that backed up to like a hill of trees. Like not, we didn't have backyard neighbors, but I actually found myself more often on my front steps sitting there.
Hmm.
That's like where the sun hit. My kids wanted to ride their bikes, and I liked seeing my neighbors and interacting. I don't know. That's where I was most often drawn.
Yeah, I I was the same. And now that we have like we're on a corner, so like the side is more of our yard than like the backyard, which is great because then you can see everyone and everything walking by and we see the same people. We have the same conversations over and over. And it's fun for me because we just moved back to my hometown. And so I see people that I once knew and get to reconnect with. And yeah, I love it. I didn't think I would love living in town, especially in my small town where I grew up. But I do. I I like being outside. Yeah.
Hmm.
But now, yeah, you're in the woods
Yeah, I'm in the
and you
woods.
get have room. You have space.
I have space. It's so good. For this time in my life, I'm like, this was the right timing to move out here. It's just been very, very good for us. And I have two boys and they are crazy. And them having the room to just run and do things. And I'm not worried about them running into the street because we are far back from the road. Obviously, I have to make sure they don't go running off into the woods. Uh, but they just have so much more room to go and do what they want. The other week we were at Tractor Supply and we got them hose. They had like child-size hose there. And they spent, when I say I only saw them for breakfast and lunch that day, they were in the woods all day digging holes. All day.
I love that. I love that for
It
them.
was hilarious. I don't know. There's many days like that where they will be on a task and there's like no toys. Like they just go spend their time in nature. And we still, even though we live in nature, we still will like there's a big nature park less than 5 minutes from us. And we go out there often to picnic. Yeah, I mean, like we still are finding ways to go out in nature, even though we already live in it. It's just like there's just such a draw to it. So I guess
Hmm.
then, why is there a draw to it? Why do you think?
Just in our nature. Like I was in Italy in February. We had kind of talked about that, but we went to the beach one day and watching the waves just crash, I'm like, there's like this visceral pull. I want to jump in the water. It's just something about nature, like the way that it ebbs, it flows, it moves, like nothing is stagnant. Oh, I just wanted to jump in so bad. It would have been way too cold, but yeah. Same thing with the heat though. You also want to just like sit in it. I love
Mm.
just feeling the sweat and the cool breeze. And something I didn't realize until I was an adult, which sounds so silly, but the way that a tree, I don't know what the actual temperature difference is, but like it feels cool under a tree. In the heat of summer, heat of day, it actually feels nice. Isn't that
Mm.
crazy that like trees do that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to just think about those things and soak that all in?
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we're just so much more. What do I think? Oh, that's a deep question. I just think that we were created to be way more intertwined with nature than our modern age is currently living in.
Yeah.
And like for the vast majority of history, we are way more inside than people have like ever been. And I know they're like, oh, well, every like health and mental health and all these things are going down the drain because of technology and food and like all these things, which I think there is truth to that, but also I'm like, I think half of our problems would go away if we just went outside. Seriously.
Truly,
I
truly.
just, I don't know, like if once you become just, once you start to become aware of it and just like really, really digging in and like, how do I feel sitting inside? How do I feel sitting outside? You start to kind of, it's subtle, but you start to pick up on it. And then the more you pick up on it, the more you're like, to the point where I am, where it's like, I want to be outside all day. And it just, your desire for it keeps growing. And I mean, there's so many of our daily tasks that we could just take outside and do it outside. We
Mhm.
do not need to do everything inside. I think especially like the modern homemaker, stay-at-home wife, mother, it's like it's all indoor things. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't know if it's always been that way.
Mhm.
Like I think, I mean, for one, I don't think people were inside doing all these tasks for until the last, I don't know, 100 years. Also, I don't think people were doing them alone. So we're
Yeah,
like
that's the bigger thing.
inside, yeah,
Yeah.
all that's huge.
Yeah.
Inside
Yeah.
and alone. And I think so many wives and moms are like, why do I feel so tired at the end of my day?
Yeah. And
And
when you're inside, you just can focus on like, oh, I see some dust there. I see a mess there. I see you just obviously are focusing on those things
all
right
of our
around you.
perfectionism comes out.
Yeah. And that just go outside.
Let's go outside.
Just
I feel like
ignore it.
it's the outside is the perfect balance of perfect and imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's things where you're like, I wouldn't change that for the world, but then also you're like, oh, but it's also covered in weeds,
Mm-hmm.
which is not ideal. And
Mm,
so I don't know. You can't
yeah.
tame nature. You can't make
No.
it perfect. You can't bend it to your will, which is, I think, what so many people are, uh, what we're just inclined to do naturally is fit things into what we want it to be. And if that's all you're constantly trying to do, it gets very wearisome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I love gardening because there's an aspect of it. Gardening with two dogs. There is so much out of my control. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to keep Cece off of my beds that are growing flowers. And she stamps them down and they grow sideways. And I just have to be like, well, I love my dogs. And so, not gonna like, I don't know. My point being, it does get you out of the perfectionism, and it also is amazing to see life everywhere. Like life persists even after being trampled by dogs or, whatever it might be. I always love finding the thing that is like, oh, that's growing there. Like that doesn't even make sense. Or yeah, it shouldn't work. You wouldn't see any of that though if you just didn't go outside and do things outside too.
Mhm. Yeah, and I feel like lately I've been in a mindset when things are not going great, or whether it's life is stressful, life circumstances, or maybe I'm just having a bad day mentally, or I'm like today I just physically feel horrible. I am like, oh, have I been outside today? And then a lot of times the days I feel worse, I'm like, oh, I haven't been outside as much today. And it's really interesting to start kind of noticing that correlation. And just my default is more and more becoming, well, maybe you need some extra support in some ways, whether it's like, I don't know, maybe you need some extra support, but are you outside? Like, start there, number one. And if
Yeah.
your issues still persist, whether they're physical, mental, whatever, then like maybe keep prodding at it, maybe do some things, but just like start with like I just feel like it's the number one need of human beings.
And you can make the choice. That's the thing that is, you have the agency,
It's a very conscious choice.
yes, to change your circumstances simply by walking through the door. And we do, I mean, we talk about that a lot. here too of like personal agency. Like just do the
Mhm.
thing that's gonna help you. And it helps you make the choice again and again and again the more
Yeah.
you do it.
Because why do we, like, honestly, though, and I'm saying this out of personal experience, when you know something's like the right thing to do, like, I should do this. I don't even know if I don't even know the answer to this, but like, why do we not want to do it? I will be like sitting and being like, I need to go do this thing because my brain is not in a good space right now. And I'll be like, but I don't want to. And then I'll sit there and I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Same. Same. Haven't found an answer yet.
I'm saying that. I don't think there's an answer.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, I would think most people listening are probably like, heck yeah, why is that so relatable? And it really does just boil down to just like slap yourself a little bit and be like, just do it.
Just
Quit
do it.
being a silly goose. Go outside.
Yeah. I, so where we live, there's so many snakes, just garters. So they're not like dangerous or anything, but I don't like them. And there was a point this spring because they're coming out of whatever they do over the winter, and I could look out my windows and see them. And to me, like, that's when you know there's just too many. But I didn't want to kill them. I cannot do that. I cannot bring myself personally to kill them. My husband would, but I don't like that. Anyway, so I was like, I have to get over this so I can go outside because I did not go outside for like 2 days because I was scared of the snakes. And so I'm finally like, how can I get over this? So I started naming them so that I could learn to love them.
Stop, Bailey.
So we have Stanley.
Oh
Stanley likes
no.
to hang out by the steps and scare me, and that's fine. We're friends now. But yeah, so he's like huge. He's like 2 feet. Garter.
Bailey.
He's huge. And so I named him Stanley. He's my spokesperson to the other snakes. I tell him we're cool. Just under no circumstances can any of you go in my house, okay? You just cannot go into my house. Then we're cool. I won't kill you. And then the other day I found a Sally. So we're just doing what we
The
can.
most
But
Bailey thing I've ever heard.
I could not, like, if I looked out my window though and saw one, I couldn't even look at it. Like, I had to look away. I am now to the point where I can watch it slither away. I can look
Oh,
at it. I can look at it the whole like 10 seconds that it takes it to get from where it was to the grass.
I am proud of you. I I don't know if I could do that.
There, I'm still like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do when I find one in my garden? Like as I'm reaching down to grab
Mm.
something, because this happened to me last summer. I was reaching down to grab a raspberry. Oh, it was right there.
Stop.
I didn't touch it, but just like the thought of it. Oh, so this has also been a struggle for me because frankly, I love being outside, but I don't like a lot of things outside. I don't like toads, snakes, mice, ugh. Like I cannot do it. So I've had to really, and I worked on a farm. I saw mice every stinking day. Oh, one day I
Do you want to
cried. I
know
was just so over it. I cried.
Waden, my oldest this morning? I went outside to see what they were doing.
Oh no.
And both
Oh
boys were
no.
like, that we have this little like small retaining wall thing, and they were both leaning up against it, holding a dandelion. They were just both sitting there looking at it. I was like, you guys don't just sit still. I was like, what are you guys doing? They're like, we have daddy long legs. These little they caught daddy long legs and were balancing them on these dandelions. I was like, oh,
I
what?
love that. That's so cute. See, boys are
Oh,
just a different breed
they're
that
a
I will
different breed.
never understand.
No.
Spiders don't freak me out as much, but like, yeah, anything else. So, yeah, it's just, but you have to get over it if you want to be outside. So
Yeah.
I've had to get over it and make friends. Oh,
Oh no. Yeah. I think just like everything in life, there's always gonna be things you like and things you don't like. And when you do the things you don't like, you're like, oh, I turned out for the better.
yeah. I grew a skill set, right? Yeah.
I don't know. And I just the reason this is our topic of conversation today is like we said, one, we are largely talking about the outdoors and our summer issues, largely in our July issue, which is coming up. I think also we talk a lot about how we want our articles to inspire and encourage you to think higher, push yourself out of your comfort zone, maybe change some things in your life if you feel inclined to do so. And I, a lot of that, like making change in your life is a lot harder to do when you don't have the proper foundations in place. Like, if you feel alone and trapped all day, it's going to be really hard to want to go and try something new. And so, a really simple way to take what you're reading in these articles and feel like you have the capacity to do something with it is just start with your basics. Go
Mm-hmm.
outside.
Mm-hmm. That was a great way to tie that back to the paper because that's very true. Like, you need to take care of yourself to even have a starting point to jump off
Mhm.
of. So, yeah.
And I mean, you see so many people who, whether it's other people or you see it within yourself, like you have big aspirations for yourself. You're like, this is the person I want to be. These are the things I want to be doing. And while that's all great, and while you might go post about those things, or you might go, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
those things are not going to have longevity, or you're not going to reach that goal without taking really intentional steps towards those things. And making change is not simple. It's really, really hard, small scale to big scale. And it's going to be just that if you actually want to make that change, like realistically, you gotta give yourself the proper tools to be able to get there. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, while I think a lot of what we're saying in our paper is great, if you are not in a good headspace going into it, it's you're not going to do anything with it. Like getting
Yeah,
an analog paper is great, but if you don't do anything with it, then what's the point? So,
agree.
I think we just want to encourage our readers to, I don't know, we want everyone just to live like to their fullest potential. And
Truly.
so, truly.
Yeah.
And while we think our paper is great, it's not you're the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to like take some steps of self-responsibility and setting yourself up to reach what you are wanting for yourself. Does that track?
Yeah, you've said that beautifully. I'm just sitting here in agreement because I don't feel like I have anything that can really add to that. Like you said it.
I think about this a
Um,
lot. So,
yeah. And I really don't have anything to add to that. But we also talk a lot, or there's a running theme also in these issues with camping. And you said that about like maybe pitching an outdoor tent. Um, as much as like daytime sun is important, I also think
mm,
getting outside at night is equally as
mhm.
important. I just camping, I think is the only thing that has come close to clearing my brain. You know how men can say, "Oh, I can think about nothing." I don't know what that's like, but camping is probably the closest that I've come to that feeling and feeling so just energized and
Mhm.
uh I don't know how to describe it because it is truly like,
Yeah.
especially if you go camping somewhere where you don't have access to cell service.
Mhm.
Um, but you could create that in your own backyard. Just don't take your phone, you know?
Mhm.
But it truly just all of a sudden, all you have are the people with you in like the night sky. And it is a beautiful emptying of just like,
Mhm. Yeah,
it's
the
so good.
darkness has also profound impact.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
And, if you live in a city, I lived in a city for 5, 6, 7 years, and I would always come home to my hometown, but not like I didn't stay overnight or anything. And as we were getting ready to move back here, we'd come more and more. And I would sit outside at night and I'm like, I haven't actually looked up at the sky in years. And it is just it's so good for the soul and our biology and all the things. But like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's so good.
Yeah. And we get into that a bit more in our August issue. That
Yeah.
side of being outdoors uh is more so highlighted in August. So it's gonna be good. That's what the issue we're currently working on.
Yeah.
So it's very much on our minds right now and
Yeah.
it's good. But yeah, I mean, this summer, no matter where you are, whether it gets really hot or it doesn't, just like find ways to get outside and I don't know, have a good summer. Make this
Yeah.
your, I don't know, make a memorable summer for yourself and maybe develop some new habits. Because the other great thing about developing these habits in the summer is that's frankly the easiest time to get outside.
Hmm.
Even if it's hot, it's still probably the easiest time. So like build the habits now, and then as things start cooling off and it gets to winter, when you are like, I just want to curl up under a blanket, you're also going to be like, but I felt better being outside, and it's going to be that much easier to continue to get outside because you have those habits already created.
For sure. And to reiterate, your ambient temperature inside is going to influence your ability to withstand the outdoor temperatures. So in the
Hmm.
winter, keep it nice and cool and
Hmm.
you'll feel good outside then. These last couple winters have been the most pleasurable for me solely because there's not that much of a change going in
Hmm.
and out. And I love being
Yeah.
outside in the winter.
And I remember when we first kind of started making that shift with like our indoor thermostat consciously, the first like week or so was like kind of rough. It was like I did not feel regulated, I didn't feel comfortable. But then after about a week, I didn't even notice anymore.
Hmm.
I was still comfortable being inside. It still felt cooler to me. We also don't go out. We don't go places. And so if I would go into a grocery store, I was like,
Yeah, grocery stores
what?
are the worst
The
when in the summer
worst.
because it's cool and it's wet, like humid, cool. Oh, go
But
to farmers
I
markets.
mean, I
Go to
guess my
farmers market.
husband has to go into the office. He goes into work every day, and so he, I think, has a bit of a harder time. But I don't, and so I don't even realize. I'm like, oh, 80's like nice. And then I go into someone else's house. I'm like, whoa, that's cold.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable even to be cold in the summer, just as it's uncomfortable to be cold in the winter. I also think it's uncomfortable to be cold in the summer because it's not right. Like you know that
yeah.
it's not quite right.
Right. And then you just change what you wear, change your bedding. Like you adjust with the seasons. You don't force the seasons to like match what your routine is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that will make all the difference.
Yes. I also don't know about you, but I have been struggling still with the time change because after the sun goes down, I want 2 hours before I go to sleep. But that puts us at like 11. And I don't want to be sleeping at 11, but really it's an arbitrary time because we're in daylight savings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, really, it's 10, normal time. Anyway, my point being, I just kind of live by the light and I don't feel bad that I'm going to bed later because to me it makes sense for my body to have time after the sun goes down to wind down,
Hmm.
read a book with red light. And yeah, that's another big shift. But that only came like probably in the last year of just really, I know what time of day it is by the light
Yeah.
and like by how long the light's been gone or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we are still eating dinner at 7.
yeah.
We just can't move it. But we started this a couple of years ago, but our bedtime, even for our kids, shifts with the light. Like in the winter, they go to bed early,
Mm-hmm.
early, early. Um, in the summer, late.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shifts.
Yep.
And that's like they do better. They sleep better at night when we follow the light and don't try and force it.
Right. Totally. I could see that. Because, yeah. Yeah, like in the winter, sunsets at 5, I'm in bed at 7.
Hmm.
2 hours. I don't know why I made that up in my head,
Cheers.
but I just like having 2 hours to wind down after it's dark.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for your 2 hour wind down tonight?
What am I gonna do? My sister was here this weekend, and her last day here, she made me cookies.
Oh, so you're gonna go have a
So I'm
cookie?
gonna go have a cookie or
I'm
two.
jealous because her cookies are amazing.
So good. Just like a little side note, because I love my sister. Uh, she makes the best sourdough I've ever had in my life. She has a micro
So
bakery,
good.
and I know I'm biased, but it is like uh, she has the touch. It is
She
next level.
does.
She brought me a giant bag full
Ah,
of loaves.
yeah.
I'm very pleased.
Wherever she goes, she brings gifts of bread.
She's the bread
It's
lady.
great. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
kids think that all bread is Mimi bread because they call her Mimi.
That's cute. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so
Uh,
2 cookies. Do you have any ice cream? Can you like make an ice cream cookie
that's a good idea.
sandwich?
Okay, so I got this mulberry, Marionberry ice cream. I don't know
Never
what a
heard of that.
Marionberry is, but it is delicious.
Huh.
So I
Interesting.
have some of that in my freezer that would be kind of good.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well,
And it's hot,
enjoy.
so I
Yeah,
can enjoy my ice cream fully.
exactly.
Oh, okay, so this weekend, other side note, I was working on developing a recipe for a July issue, which as again, as we're releasing this, it's mailing. It is so good. I will be making it all summer long.
I can't wait. Yeah, just saw it, so I haven't made it yet, but I'm gonna,
It was
because
really
I love a
good.
good refreshing drink.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's the key to heat. Just like get something really like a good drink. I feel like all summer long I want cold drinks and I want sandwiches
Yes, or salad. I do love a salad in the summer from my garden. Oh,
with like the right toppings, excessive
yes.
toppings.
Oh, excessive feta,
Excess.
like a whole block of feta
Oh
on my
yeah,
salad
for sure.
for myself. Cucumbers, tomatoes.
Mm.
Can't wait. I'm so excited for high summer.
But well, everybody, get outside.
Hmm.
Challenge yourself. Think how many hours can I spend outside today? Make it like my boys are lately into the like who can do it better, who can do it faster. Do that. Can I
Track
beat
it somehow.
myself? Track
Yeah.
it.
There's an app, right? 1,000 hours.
Mm.
You can track. Have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun. Don't make it like a
Yeah. We're not
don't make
about,
it unfun.
yeah, yeah, please. Okay. Well, see you all next time. Goodbye. Good night. All the things.